chapter 13 verse 16 and 17, suggests that at some period of the Earth's history, a power will be able to monitor and track every person on the planet that engages in any form of commerce, including employment, business, and all day-to-day transactions, such as buying food and paying bills, etc. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Revelation chapter 13, 16 and 17. With modern technology, most governments of the first and developing world could easily implement sanctions against dissenters of state laws, simply forcing banks not to issue debit, credit cards or any other form of payment system like Apple Google Pay. There are many misconceptions about the number 666 and what the mark of the beast is. Everything from the RFID chip under the skin, barcodes and government 666 tattoos have been promoted to fit this seemingly mysterious prophecy. But there is no need to place an inaccurate human construction on such a life or death matter when all the answers are in one of the most interesting chapters of the Bible. In the third angel's message of Revelation chapter 14 verses 9 and 12, which warns about the mark of the beast, and which denounces such a fearful judgment against all who receive it, however there is also the seal of God. So mankind will have two choices. So what is a beast in Bible prophecy? Daniel chapter 7 verse 23, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. The answer is, in Bible prophecy, the definition of a beast is a kingdom or power. More clues are given on this kingdom power in the following Bible verses. 1. Rules the world for 1260 years, 538 to 1798 AD. Daniel chapter 7 verse 25, and received a deadly wound that later heals. See Revelation chapter 13 verse 3. 2. Is both a political and religious power which the head of the papacy is worshipped. Revelation chapter 13 verse 4. Tampered and changed God's law. See Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. 3. Has a leader that professes to be the representative of God on earth and claims to be able to forgive sins, which is blasphemy. See 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4. 4. Is a mother church that has daughters that follow her false teachings and eventually subject themselves to papal rule, Sunday-keeping churches. See Revelation chapter 17 verse 5. 5. Made war with the saints. See Revelation chapter 13 verse 7. 6. Is a power that the world wonders after. See Revelation chapter 13 verse 3 and 4. 7. Has a man at its head with the number of his name being 666, see Revelation chapter 13, verse 18. 8. Has a mark which, if received when enforced by law, will cause the individual to be cast into the lake of fire and lose eternal life at the end of time. Those who receive the mark will also be stricken by the 7 last plagues of God's unmingled wrath. Without a doubt, all these clues point to the papacy. What is the mark of papal authority? Let's ask the papacy. Sunday is our mark of authority. The church is above the Bible, and this transference of Sabbath observance is proof of that fact. Catholic Record of London, Ontario, September 1, 1923. So we know that the beast represents a kingdom power in biblical prophecy, and now we understand what her mark is. Here is another quote from the Catholic Church. Of course, the Catholic Church claims that the change, Saturday Sabbath to Sunday, was her act, and the act is a mark of her ecclesiastical authority in religious things. H. F. Thomas, Chancellor Cardinal Gibbons. One of the greatest deceptions of all times is which day we should keep holy. The Bible is very clear on this matter. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Exodus chapter 20. Verse 8 and 10. The Sabbath commandment was never an option, neither was it acceptable to change this law written by the finger of God in tables of stone at Sinai, and which was instituted at the beginning of creation. And God blessed the 7th day, and sanctified it, as that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. Genesis chapter 2, verse 3. Counterfeit Sabbath, Sunday, was instituted in 321 AD by Roman Emperor Constantine, who in his nominal conversion to Christianity, amalgamated the Christian religion with paganism, moving the Sabbath, sundown Friday to sundown Saturday, to Die Solis, the venerable day of the sun, the worship of the pagan Roman god Sol Invictus. Not a single verse in the Bible gives license to change the 4th commandment, thou shalt keep the Sabbath day holy. In recent years, the Vatican has vehemently denied that when a pope is crowned, he receives the title Vicarius Filii Dei, Latin. Vicar, or representative of the Son of God, adds up to 666 in Latin, Greek and Hebrew. United States of America. In prophecy, I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Revelation chapter 13. Verse 11. One nation, and only one, meets the specifications of this prophecy. It points unmistakably to the United States of America. Here is the striking figure of the rise and the growth of our own nation, United States. And the lamb-like horns, emblems of innocence and gentleness, represent the character of our government. As the expressed in its two fundamental principles, republicanism, which is defined by separation of church and state, and Protestantism. But the beast with lamb-like horns spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, the papacy, and causeth the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, apostate Sunday-keeping Protestantism, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. Apostate Protestant, Sunday keepers of the United States will be foremost in stretching their hands across the gulf to grasp the hand of spiritualism. They will reach over the abyss to grasp hands with the Roman power, and under the influence of this threefold union, the country will follow in the steps of Rome, trampling the rights of conscience. So the United States of America will end up speaking like a dragon through its legislation of laws, and will institute a Sunday law, and put God's people to death who keep the Sabbath.